Hey, it's Nickelback TV. What's up, man? It's your boy, Mr. Nickelback TV, aka Blogaholic, back in the building, back in the mix with another Dap or Slap. Today's Dap or Slap goes to Snoop Dogg, man. Snoop is launching a new cannabis strain called Death Row. Man, I'm telling you right now, Snoop definitely gets a slap from me because yeah, man, I'm slapping Snoop up for that, man. Like first of all, I thought Snoop already had like a cannabis strain. I thought he already had a cannabis strain. After all these years, this dude just now getting into the cannabis game. That's kind of I mean, that's shocking to me. I was like, really? He doesn't already have one, unless this is another one. I don't know. Maybe he had to wait to get the clearance for the name, man. Like this is why he really gets a slap, just because of the name. The name is Death Row. Like, come on, Snoop. You more creative than that. Like you could have said so many different names for a cannabis strain, but you had to go with Death Row. Like seriously, man, we need to give that like a rest, man. This whole Death Row stuff, give it a rest, man. Death Row was one of the most toxic record companies in the history of hip hop. We already confirmed that just by all of the stories that's coming out, all the stories you see every time you open up YouTube with all the people coming out the woodwork with another Death Row toxic story. Like, I never hear anything good come from Death Row. Nothing came good from Death Row when it came to Snoop besides getting him into the rap game. But look at all the trouble he got into. The East Coast, West Coast thing, the murder, what's the case, all that type of stuff. He had to go to No Limit. Like, Death Row was not something you want to bring back, man. I'm just so surprised Snoop would use Death Row as a name for weed. I get it. I get the whole, oh yeah, it's Death Row because this weed is death. It's killer. I get all of that. But that's another thing too, man. If I'm selling any type of product that somebody have to ingest, I'm not associated. I'm not going to associate it with death or dying or any type of illness. So that's kind of funny to me that Snoop, who is, I figured, an astute businessman at this point of his life, would go for something else and not just be so immature and low energy to name his cannabis strain Death Row. Like, come on, man. It's power in your words, even your rhymes. Nah, I said that, man. To name your weed Death Row, you just bring in all type of negative energy to yourself. I feel like that's just how I look at it, man. Like you gotta understand, like all of these like companies, they use names specifically to get energy from that name. Like Nike, Nike is a Greek goddess, is the goddess of victory, and that's lit to me. When I found out Nike meant victory, that was lit to me. Shout out to Conway, Machine Gun Conway. That's one of them lines he said. It was always funny when he said it, and that was lit to me. Shout out to Griselda, man. Her West Side Gun is retiring. Shout out to him. That just means he's dropping the album next year or the end of this year. But anyway, let's still talk about this whole weed thing and being legal. I'm so against weed being legal, man. I think weed should have stayed illegal. And I don't want to hear none of that stuff what y'all got to say about it either. Your name is Nick Bag. Come on. That's my name. But I'm not going to change it now. That's my internet name. I get it. I used to be a connoisseur of marijuana and I stopped. Thanks to my beautiful wife. She made me. But yeah, used to smoke weed and all of that good stuff, but I stopped. And guess what? That to me, smoking weed is whack. I'm just gonna say it. If anybody thinking about starting to smoke marijuana, I would say don't do it. Anybody who does, I say stop, man. That's just my opinion, man. Like weed is something I would not engage in. Like it's no benefit to weed. And all that people gonna say, what about the cancer? What about, the muscle aches? What about if you can't eat? It's a lot of health benefits to weed. I get all of that stuff and I don't buy it. Weed is a gateway drug. It's not only a gateway drug, the meaning that, oh, you're going to use weed and go to other things. It's a gateway drug to not be successful in your life. Like the average person cannot smoke weed and be productive. I don't care what you say. I don't care who you are or what you do. If you didn't smoke weed, you'd probably be more productive in your life than you are if you didn't smoke weed. That's just facts right there. So all these people who say they need weed to be creative, how about not smoking weed? See how creative you can be. You probably could be more creative and do more things, more productive. So to me, I'm not feeling this whole weed movement, and it's just another drug. It's a drug to keep you not focused on reality. So a lot of these people, especially with people in this mental health awareness that we got going on right now, this mental health era, weed should be the last thing you should try to engage in or indulge in if you have any type of mental health issues, because that's not going to do anything but have you ignore the problems in your life. Because once that high wear off, the reality sets in. You know what I'm saying? Harsh realities of life hit me after I smoke. Nas said that. He's an intelligent dude. Did he say that? I think he did say that. Harsh realities of life hit me after I smoke. That's real talk, man. The harsh realities of life will hit you after you smoke weed. So why would you even put yourself in that predicament? So that's enough of me preaching, but I definitely want to give Snoop a slap for coming out with some weed cannabis strain and naming it Death Row. That's trash. That's horrible. I would not recommend it. Hey, man, it's January 2nd, man. Shout out to everybody who New Year's resolution was stop smoking weed. Like, they probably hit this button, 2 or 3 of y'all, and be like, yeah, dang, I was not even trying to think about weed. Then this pops up. My bad. Now you got to fight it. It's just the devil testing you. Put the devil in his place. We fall down, but we get up. We'd fall down, but we get up. A saying is just, you know the song. You know how I go, man. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. We got another legend pass, Gangsta Boo. Another legend, man. I ain't gonna say anything disrespectful to Gangsta Boo. I thought she did her thing back in the 90s, 2000s. You know what I'm saying? Where them dollars at? Where them dollars at? That's probably the most that I really endorsed in Gangsta Boo. I'm not gonna hold you up. I'm not gonna try to be on here capping, as the kids say, about all the songs I listened to from Gangsta Boo, because honestly, not really, man. I really wasn't a Gangsta Boo fan, but shout out to her for, you know, being a hip hop pioneer. I mean, she probably did influence a lot of people to a lot of females wanting to rap. And she was one of the first crunk and roll rappers, if you want to call her that. But Gangsta Boo definitely did her thing. I wouldn't put her up there with, rest in peace, man. I'm not saying anything negative, but I wouldn't really put her up there with like, oh man, Gangsta Boo is one of the, you know, all-time greats. I mean, she did her thing when she was out there, you know. Rest in peace, Gangsta Boo. It's sad when anybody lose their life. And I hope people don't take this Gangsta Boo passing to try to come up with all these conspiracy theories, you know what I'm saying? Like, oh yeah, 3-6 Mafia is 2023, 3 plus 5 plus 7, that's 7, 2000, and the 3-6, and they got the death, and every 6 years a member of 3-6 Mafia is gonna die, so DJ Juicy J can mess me with all of that, dude. Let her pass, people die, and it's not always some type of Illuminati initiation. So I don't want to hear none of that. Oh yeah, Gangsta Boo had to die so Gorilla, so she can take the throne, and she was the one writing for Glorilla, so she had to kill her so Glorilla can get. Come on, man, chill out with all that. Chill out with that, man. So that I just don't want to hear that. Oh yeah. You know, I'm drinking my black coffee, no sugar, no cream. That's the type I need. Oh, yeah. But yeah, man, I want to talk about this, but I want to separate it, because one of my subscribers said, "Big Bag, you need to separate your videos. You can't be giving it all to them on one video." So I'm gonna separate it, and I'm gonna get into this next. And see y'all in a minute. Boy.